Hello everyone, and welcome to this video Some Frontier video. Now, in today's video, I will be bringing you another Dell Latitude laptop. Let's take a look at it. So this Latitude is actually a C-Series machine. You can tell, well, basically by the way it looks. It comes with a CD writer module, and well, it's one of the C640 series machines with the fancy kind of lid where it kind of goes in the way and then flares out again. So let's have a look. So on the left hand side you've got two Pcmcia slots, and if we eject them, we see that they seem to be populated with the original Dell Pcmcia Slot blanks. There's a hard disk caddy. I've just installed a hard disk. I've nicked the caddy. Well, it's mainly a cover and a connector from the C500. I have one on order, which should come at some point. So, you know, as soon as that arrives, you know, I can reinstall this Latitude C500's hard disk. There's a battery. I'm not sure how well that works, if at all. On the front, the lid catch, CDRW drive, and compact disc recordable. Oh, on the left side there's a speaker, and on the right side there's another speaker. Now, B. Bishop PCM was talking about this. Earlier laptops, and I have one that I'm going to cover, had the speakers in the palm rest, which meant that because they were because the speaker grills were facing out the way, they were basically magnets for, you know, debris carried around in the air, bits of skin, dust, lint, all that sort of stuff. So eventually they would the sound quality would suffer. You'd get vibration, and the speakers wouldn't work as well as it should. Plus, when you were typing and your wrists were on the palm rest, you'd obviously be blocking the sound. But Dell was one of the first to actually have the speakers in a completely in a place that wasn't the palm rest. But going back, also on the right hand side there's an infrared port, headphone out, microphone in, 56k modem, Ethernet, S-video in, out, interface, not in, event. I mean, you can tell that it's got a similar design to the earlier C-Series laptops, but you can also see how the design has evolved. You have the outlet from a bottom vent on the machine at the back, RS-232 serial, IEEE 1284 parallel, docking station connector. I actually have a docking station for this series of machines, a single USB port, mouse and keyboard PS2 port combined, VGA out, and the power supply. Now, this machine was one of the last Dell Latitude C-Series laptops to actually come out, and indeed it actually came out in 2002. Now, by this time, a lot of people were actually starting to criticise the looks of these machines. You know, I guess a lot of people thought that the looks a wee bit dated and they weren't as attractive looking. But then again, that is mainly down to taste. I mean, there's, you know, CNET actually quite liked the look of this machine. However, I think one thing that did hold it back was at the time it was extremely expensive. And it was also, like, as you've just seen, there is also only the one USB port on it. And that is something that I can't remember whether I've actually spoke about it in my videos on Frontier days, or whether I spoke about it in my Blue Planet 64 days. But I have an Acer TravelMate 522TX laptop. I reckon it's from the year 2000. And that machine actually has two USB ports on it. You know, so it's so I mean, it wasn't just you couldn't, you know, put it down to, oh, it's a laptop in the age of it, it's only got the one USB port on it, because machines were actually starting to come with two. I mean, considering that in 2002, you know, the uptake of USB devices, you know, USB was, you know, pretty much the, you know, standard form for devices. I mean, yeah, sure, you could still get printers with dual interfaces, you know, parallel port and USB, but for the most part, you know, well, and scanners as well, but, you know, for the most part, people were using USB to connect devices, you know, due to the fact that it's a much, much faster interface than parallel and serial interfaces. So I got this machine on eBay for a very reasonable £20, I think it was. No, it was £25. These machines still seem to fetch a pretty penny. My good friend Gabe, who is YouTube user GippinTube, he's got a Dell Latitude. He's got the bigger brother to this, the Dell Latitude C840. I'd love a C800 series machine. However, a C640 is what I've got. Now, this is the direct descendant of the Dell Latitude C610, of which I think is a fantastic machine. And, like I said, this does have a CD writer module. I would like to upgrade it to a combination DVD-ROM CD writer drive, though, at some point. This machine was also the Inspiron 4150. So, you know, this will have been one of the last ones before the Inspiron 5100 came out. I've had an Inspiron 5100. Unfortunately, it arrived at my house dead. So, yeah. However, Matthew H16 also had an Inspiron 5100, and he really liked it. This machine was sold without a hard drive. So, like I said, I mean, I've just kind of borrowed a couple of parts from the Dell Latitude C500. I had a Packard Bell EasyNote F5281. Blue Planet 64 viewers will remember that machine. Unfortunately, I was getting it ready to actually hand over to a good friend of mine. It died. So what I've done is I've helped myself to the 40 gigabyte hard drive out of it. And that now lives in here. So what I'm going to do, obviously I'm not going to necessarily be able to use that install of XP, because it has drivers for the Packard Bell, not for this computer. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch it on. Smoke test! All seems to be a wee bit hunky-dory. Invalid system configuration. Very nice, just nice. So, I do have Cmos batteries somewhere. I just don't remember where I put them. It reckons that the date is Friday, August the 23rd, 2002. This runs a 1.7 gigahertz processor. Not sure if it's a Willamette or a Northwood. And I'm getting different reports on what RAM it uses as well. You know, some say it's SD-RAM, some say it's DDR. So again, I don't know. It's picked up the hard disk, 410 megabytes. It uses a Crystal 4205 chipset for audio, and it uses an ATI Radeon 7500 32 meg video card for video. So that's actually quite good, and it's got 512 megs of RAM, whatever it uses. So the battery looks to be taking charge. I don't know, I don't know the full situation regarding battery charging, but I'm certainly going to find out. So what I plan to do is, hey, look what I just found. I plan to install these Cmos batteries is what I plan to do. So let's do that now. And then after that, we can go away and install Windows XP. So before we do install the Cmos battery, what I need to do is power down. I need to disconnect the networking cable. I need to re-angle the camera so you all can see what I'm doing. I need to take a output T. There we go. And I need to disconnect from the power. And as well as that, be sure to disconnect from the battery as well. I've never seen one with a grey information plate on it. Let's have a look. So it does say that it's got some charge. If it had no charge at all, that first light would be blinking, but it's not, it's solid. Now, I believe I bought 2 of these batteries because I was planning to upgrade the battery in my earlier C-Series machines, but to be honest, I've not really had time because the earlier C-Series machines you literally have to tear apart. However, to upgrade the Cmos battery on one of these, it's quite simple. What you do is you take a regular Phillips screwdriver, you open this compartment. Try and keep your screws safe. This is a longer one for because I believe this is one of the ones that will hold the keyboard to the actual machine. So this, I do believe this machine, I hope I'm not going to be getting a nasty shock, but I do believe this machine uses exactly the same chassis as the other C600 based machines. I mean, I do find it amazing how, how long the Dell Latitude C-Series has been with us. It started out in the Pentium MMX days, and it stayed with us through to the early Pentium 4 days. But I guess that's just Dell. They do like to make the machines last for quite a long time. I mean, the D-Series took us from, early Pentium 4, mid Pentium 4 days to oh my goodness, this lid appears to be stuck down. I'm going to be damaging my screwdrivers at this rate. D-Series took us from the kind of mid Pentium 4 days to the Windows Vista, Core 2 series days. Right. Okay, so this is interesting. Well, it does pretty much share a similar chassis to the C640. My suspicions were correct in that it is slightly different in here. The Cmos battery is not under here. However, I found something that's nearly as nice. Provisions for Wi-Fi. Look at that. There's the antenna there. I don't know which is which because both cables are black. They've been masking taped up. And hopefully I'll be able to find out, you know, which is which. Dell Latitudes, you know, by and large do have really good instructional guides and maintenance manuals, so I do have some wireless cards that could go in here. But it seems that to remove the Cmos battery, please excuse me, what I'm going to need to do is remove 5 screws that are labelled K for keyboard. So that's not going to be a problem. Looks like the Cmos battery is actually underneath the keyboard. So we'll get right on that. So those who've seen previous videos on this channel will no doubt remember me upgrading the CPU in the Dell Latitude C500. And if truth be told, I wouldn't actually mind getting a 2.0 GHz processor for this machine. I think that would be a fantastic thing to do. Obviously, that would have to be when I've got a wee bit more cash or something, because right now it isn't. It's not the most important thing. Right, I think I've undone all these screws. Oh no, I haven't. I've still got one more to do. You've got to be careful. You've got to make sure you've got all the screws undone. Otherwise, you could end up damaging something. There we go. Sorry, I'm just going to take the machine out of shot just to check it. That's away. That's away. That's away. That's away. And then the one in the middle is also away. I'm just going to check the one in the middle was actually labelled K. And yes, indeed it was. And the instructions told me to actually, unscrew the 5 screws labelled K. So what I'm going to do now is open the display so that the computer lays flat. And I can tell that this display is actually quite loose. I can't remember who it was that had a Dell Latitude series machine who was complaining of that C600 series. Right. Insert a flat-bladed screwdriver into the blank key on the right side of the keyboard and left key. Yep. Oh dear, something appears to be stuck. There we go. Okay. And then we find that the Cmos battery is of the wrong type. Nice. Nice. So none of mine will actually work with it. Nice. So I'm actually going to have to get a different one. Cmos battery is a 6 cells wrapped in plastic wrapping. Cabling to an extended port on the motherboard. Well, isn't that just a pile? Isn't that just a pile of horse crackers? Oh, do you know what I think I'll do? Probably just go on Skype later and then just complain about this to all of my friends. I can just see it now. I'm ringing up their compute, and their computer's giving it a load of dun 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 boop boop dun 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 boop boop dun 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 boop boop dun dun dun. Whoop, whoop. Right. So, after having done absolutely no work at all on this machine, just like every other computer repair technician, you open it up and do no work on it at all. Trouble is, as this computer is owned by me, I've got nobody to send an extortionate bill to after having done no work on their machine. Yes, and this is kind of difficult to... There we go. However, it's not all is lost because, like I said, I found provisions for Wi-Fi. And this is a lot in the and this part is a lot easier to sort out than on the Dell Latitude D630. So, I will of course try and get hold of a new Cmos battery. But now, it's time to screw the keyboard back. For some reason I didn't get all the screws for the keyboard, which is helpful. I think someone's tried opening this up before. What I want to know is this. We went from the C610 to the C640. Where were the C620 and the C630? Because, to be honest, I'm really quite interested. I would have said that those would be quite interesting machines. I could be wrong. In fact, you know, if you talk to Billy Carr, you know, he would quite happily tell you that, in his opinion, computers from around 1999 to 2002 were quite generic. Not really that interesting. For me, that is when I really kind of got into, you know, computing in the home, because we got our first machine in '98, you know, and I got the, you know, I got given the 2001 custom built. That was a machine from 1999 through 2002. So, you know, I'm not going to say, you know, anything bad about it. But, you know, I am going to be honest when I do say, though, that, you know, there was a lot of guff in that period. However, what really does it for me about computers from that era is the fact that they're powerful enough to run later games, but still, you know, kind of vintage enough that, you know, they can run Windows 98 without any problems at all. Because obviously, you know, a lot of machines did until, you know, XP, you know, became the enlightened path to well, actually, no, I mean, XP is very good, even to this day. I mean, a lot of people still use it, and a lot of people will still use it for years to come. You know, I personally don't see, you know, Microsoft, I think, they've made a bit of a mistake, you know. XP is out, and, you know, it's a fantastic operating system. Ugh, this is not cooperating. You know, XP is out, it was a fantastic operating system, and that was just its problem, you know. People don't want to downgrade. Downgrade? Sorry, mind is going complete nonsense here. People don't want to get rid of it. You know, because a lot of people are just, you know, it's the simplicity coupled with the power. Because XP is still a very powerful system to this day. But it's also very simple and, you know, can run on most anything. Although I genuinely would not recommend it for dual core machines because, it really, say what you want, but I certainly don't think it fully knows how to take advantage of, all the cores. Personally, but, that is just me. I wonder if this keyboard's actually gone in properly, because it's, I can feel something flexing, and the screw doesn't want to properly go in. I'm just gonna, there we go. I've heard something click. Now that should do it. So, now I've got my friend Kezra on Skype, and she's keeping me company while I do this laptop. But, like I said, this machine does have provisions for a wireless card, and guess what I found? A Wi-Fi card from a Dell Latitude. It says it's from the D410, but I've never had a D410, so it's probably from a dead D510 that I had. So, basically what I'm going to do first is install the wireless cables into it. Now these are, the wireless antenna. Without these installed, the Wi-Fi card will not pick up a thing. And there we go. That's one. And in a minute we're going to have the second one, which is actually the main one. I've actually installed the auxiliary one first. These are difficult. Tiny wee connectors, I tell you. It's terrible. Especially me, I've no motor neuron skills. Yay to autism. Is it ironic that... Hang on a minute. Okay, let's try this at this angle. My goodness. Yes. Just in case anyone was... Yes, got it in. Is it not ironic that the thing that holds me back from being able to handwrite properly, neatly, also holds me back in computers? And just in case you didn't see the tiny wee connectors, here they are. So the next thing I'm going to need to do now is take this cover and drop it back on. And then I can reattach the remaining two keyboard screws, and then the keyboard will be that bit more secure. So all I need to do is do this, do that, and then time to put this screw in here. Congratulations, Kezzy, you're on my video. Oh well. I don't mind. And I'm going to make things very, very difficult for you now, because what I'm going to do is add this final screw, addly do. And now we have, this computer working with a wireless card, addly dard.
That was my stupid throat.
Not a problem. Not a problem. I don't mind you being in my video.
I believe you.
Oh well.
You sound like I'm freaking I don't know what.
Ooh! Never mind. I had Luke and Matt in my video, Luke giving it, you had one job! Okay. And now, smoke test! Although Keza reckons that I shouldn't be yelling that because I'm supposed to be the expert. Even UXW Bell yells smoke test, and he really is a master of computing. Alright, invalid system configuration. That's the way to do it. Did, did. Did. LAN controller enabled. USB device. Mini PCI device. Apparently it's unknown. But it's enabled. So now all I guess I need to do is install Windows XP. So I've just had a really nice long chat with Keza. I've successfully installed Windows XP Pro onto this system. Sorry I didn't get to show you guys that. However, I do have good news, everyone! The wireless card is working fantastically. So let's go onto the internet. And I want to download CPU-Z because I've still not managed to find out exactly what kind of a punch this Dell Latitude laptop is actually punching. Well, what kind of a punch it's packing, not what kind of a punch it's punching. Well, never mind. But, it's quite funny because it seems like the most natural thing in the world for this to even run XP, but it's... I don't know it. It should seem strange because it's like these I, usually have running 2000. I guess it was strange seeing the C500 running Windows XP. That didn't really work too well, but I mean this, it just runs absolutely fine. I was a wee bit concerned that it would be like really, really slow, and it'd be like, well, this is the operating system it's really designed for. But no, so far, I mean, the only thing that's phased it, and I will show you this, is YouTube. But then again, that is to be expected. But I was thinking, okay, now, this is interesting. This is a Northwood Pentium 4. Nice. No, I'm being serious. That is nice. It's Northwood. This is the newest C-Series I have. It's, I mean, I've got C-Series like I said, with Pentium 1s, Pentium 2s, Pentium 3s. I had one with a Celeron on it until I weaked it out and put a Pentium 3 in it, but a Northwood. So it is DDR-RAM. So this is kind of a similar setup to the Packard Bell iGo. These aren't too bad. DDR Samsung memory, and again it's DDR Samsung memory, and it's 260. It says 166. I think it must have a clock doubler on the RAM, if I'm honest, because it says in the BIOS it's 266. No, it says in the specs. But it's a Northwood Pentium 4 processor, and it's got MMX, SSE and SSE2. What I'm going to do, I'm going to validate it. And there we go. And it always makes it look like it runs Windows Vista. If you just give me a wee minute, it works well enough here for Facebook. But I'm going to turn it off. However, I'm going to show you YouTube. Show you a video with a wee bit of movement in it so we can actually see. There we go. I was meant to make a video about this, I've not got around to it.
In December of 1995, stomach virus-stricken 6-year-old Billy Core lied in bed at his home in Greensboro, North Carolina, watching the Flintstones on Cartoon Network, while his father was across town at the newly opened Best Buy, buying something that would change young Billy's life.
Yeah, Chris. So, as you can see, YouTube actually runs absolutely fine in a window. But watch what happens when I try and up the ante. It's really quite nice and smooth. See, it's still kind of running okay, but you can tell it's
The box has been opened.
It's dropping more Kenneth, it's dropping more frames than a drunk person in a photographer shop.
Here it is, folks.
Let's see what happens if we put it down to 360. Nope, still a lot of frame drop.
This is it.
What happens if we go to 240?
Computer I've been waiting 13 years to get.
Oh my goodness, you can tell Billy's just away having a heart attack there. Because he finally has, people. He finally has his legend 822 CDT. Billy, I congratulate you. You finally have your childhood computer. It is brilliant. I love it. I was there. I was there, actually, at the unboxing. On Skype with him. And it was, oh wow. Just wow. Just really wow. You know? Like, wow. All that wow. Just wow. So emotional. So it was. Because I ken how much that machine means to Billy. So it was really emotional kind of seeing Boy and 822 CDTW kind of being reunited. It is amazing, just. Anyway, let's have a look at some of the software I've got on this machine, which is not an 822 CDTW. Well, first of all, we have PaintShop Pro 8, with which I'm using to kind of screenshot and chronicle this machine. Boop. There we go. Oh, that's Animation Shop. It's not PaintShop Pro. Same difference. Well, not really. One's for animation, one's for, you know, static imaging. And you know, PaintShop Pro is really quite good. I mean, for those who don't need the full power of Photoshop, you know, but still want a wee bit of power, you know, you do have it in PaintShop Pro. And PaintShop Pro 8 runs really quite quick on this machine. It really does. You know, I've never seen it run so quick. Really, having that extra RAM does help. You know, 2004 custom built, only had 256 for the longest time. Let's have a look at WorkSuite. This is WorkSuite 2003. This is the only version of WorkSuite that actually came bundled with Works 7.0. So you've got Microsoft Word. This used to come with Word XP. Yes, I seem to be having some abuse from the Computer Geeks group. for having a Pentium 4M. You have Microsoft money. Very nice startup sound. Unfortunately, these speakers have succumbed to what a lot of Dell Latitude speakers succumb to. Distortion City, USA. Oh no! Sorry, Luke. Anyway, we also have Microsoft Picture Photo version 7. Now, Picture Express 7 came with MSN 8. And I had a go in that, and I quite liked it. Oh, and I must admit, I do much prefer the flash introduction in this, because I mean the one in 2002, whatever computer you had, it was prone to tearing, and it was just so loud. It was a yeah, and I know Matthew H16 likes that noise. But this is quite good. Also, it's the interface seems to be it seems to have grown up since Picture Photo 2002. Quite a lot more sleek. I kind of like it. Then we have Microsoft Encarta 2003. Has the same startup sound as Encarta 2002. Club Encarta. Let's join something which doesn't exist anymore. I remember getting a promo disc about this in a box of Kellogg's cereal. And, see, I always wanted Encarta 2003, but, Kenneth, it just wasn't to be. Until now. Billy Core sorted me this out for my birthday, Works Week 2003. And as it's an American copy... never mind. That doesn't work. I get Streets and Trips instead of Auto Route. But you never know. In the fullness of time, I might actually find a copy of Auto Route 2003, and I'll be able to talk all about it. And I've also got WinRAR. However, it's not all it's not all home office and Microsoft Office stuff, which I do have Office 2003 installed on here. I do have some games. Well, a game, and I'm going to show you how well this 32MB ATI Radeon performs. So I'm going to launch a direct 3D version of a game that I had a demo of for the PlayStation back in 1998-99. And I fell in love with the game straight away. I played it for the first time in February 99, and I literally fell in love with it. This game is Roll Cage. I'm going to do a time attack because I don't want to look like a blooming derp. I'm going to have the blue truck, because that's what I would have done back in 1999. I was an idiot. I would have gone for something that the colour. Oops. See, what I like about Roll Cage is that the car can roll in any direction. See this? They reckon now that they can do this with the Gumpert Apollo. They reckon the Gumpert Apollo could ride on the ceiling. However, the Gumpert Apollo... Watch this. This is impressive. You can actually, the car will actually ride either way up. But it's, oh yeah, and then you've got the A key, which will have you face in the correct direction. The screen's a wee bit dark. Let's see if I can do something about that. No, I can make it go darker. Nah, I think this is probably due to the game. I am supposed to be doing a time attack here, but I keep fooling about going upside down. See, I guess this game was kind of friendly for the Australian market. Because it's like, you know, you'd ride on the roofs upside down and it'd turn the right way up over there. So, yeah, a wee shout out to ThinkPad, our, where the heck have I ended up? The wrong way. Oh my goodness, this is not going well at all. Okay, I hate this because... Oh, jeez, oh. See what I mean? Oh. Excuse me. Shout out to ThinkPad R51i. I am upside down. I am the right way up as far as you're concerned. I am upside down. Oh yeah. Oh no. As you can see though, this game is running absolutely fine, even if I'm not. So you can use these. I believe this was the machine that my school had. It ran XP, but it had a DVD drive, but mine is going to soon get a DVD drive, because an XP machine without a DVD drive, it's just no right. Aw, yeah! When on the computer, I love to act the hooligan. So am I glad I bought this thing? Yeah, the Dell Latitude. I nearly said ThinkPad. Goodness, see this, right? ThinkPad. My goodness. Am I glad I bought this Dell Latitude C640? Okay, I so am. And I'm not going to, as they so eloquently suggested in the Facebook group called Computer Geeks, I am not planning to take a hammer to it. You know, I've just paid money for this. It's a good machine, you know, so I was unleashed, guys. You know, for an early XP machine, I'm glad I went for a Northwood. You know, what would you have went for? I think that out of all the processors available on laptops at the time, the Pentium 4M was the best. I mean, I had a desktop Pentium 4 based laptop, let me tell you. That was awful. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video. Getting a wee bit tired, so I want to edit it. Even though I am having amazing fun being a roll cage hooligan. And I cannot play this game! But I'm still enjoying it anyway. So, I would like to thank you all for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please no comments on my gameplay. I know I'm terrible. I am visually impaired though, so you know, I don't appreciate these comments, you know. Thank you for watching this video. If you did like what you see, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. While you're there, if you've not seen it, please feel free to peruse through the back catalogue, where you will find videos about this laptop's close relatives, the C610 and the C500, among other things. And I hope to see you all again for my next video. Thank you for watching, and have a good one, everyone.